Well, my name's Richard, and all the homies usually call me Dick, all my close friends. And I was Dick with a Dyna, so I was Dyna Dick for a while when I first bought this bike. And then we started slanging parts, and I started finding all the deals. So that's how Dyna Dicks Deals came about. So I've been riding bought this bike in 15, so I've been riding for a solid 8 years now. Never had a motorcycle, never had a dirt bike, nothing like that. Saved up, bought this thing cash, and we've been on and ripping canyons ever since. Dude, honestly, Dyna Dicks just kind of evolved in itself over time. I came from an interior renovation and finished carpentry background. That's what I did for work. I did flooring, tile, interior renovation stuff. I had my own company for a while, and I started Dyna Dicks as a side hustle because when I was building this thing, man, everything was so expensive, bro. You walk into Harley and, everything's $500, everything's, super crazy money. And I was blue collar, working weekends, working all the time, putting in long hours. So sometimes it was hard to, save up and bite the bullet for some of those higher priced items. And I saw that there was an avenue with, Facebook and OfferUp and, eBay and the swap meet and all that good stuff. So my first purchase for Dyna Dicks, I took $500 out of my savings account, and I bought 5 sissy bars on OfferUp. So that's pretty much how everything started. It started off as a side hustle, ended up turning into what you see today, which is a full-time gig and my main hustle. But yeah, it all started with $500 and 5 sissy bars, and I just wanted to, have an avenue or give people an avenue to save some money, and try to get the cool stuff without having to pay, an arm and a leg to get it. So that's how the used parts started. Dyna Dicks obviously started as a used parts hustle, buying from all those areas that I was telling you about. And now we're full-blown retail storefront, licensed and insured, and we now resale and hold on hand pretty much everything and anything Harley Davidson. We specialize in Dynas. That's my get down. That's what I love. That's what I have several of. But we also can get you, Sportster and FXR and bagger stuff as well. But my specialty is 96 to 17 Dynas is pretty much what I love. Honestly, at first, it didn't have anything to do with the money. The money was, it was part of it, but it was more for myself, to find myself parts, to hook my bikes up, to, get me something on a good deal that I could save some money on, so the old lady wasn't complaining at me about me pulling thousands of dollars out of the bank, to buy some shit for my Dyna. What drives me now is the response that I get from everybody, man. Everybody coming up to me saying, "Oh man, I love what you do. Thank you for doing what you do. Etc." So what drives me now is pretty much the fact that I never want to work for anybody ever again. I had my old flooring company. Before that, I worked construction. Had a job at Costco for 5 years, did that whole, clock in, clock out, listen to them, listen to your boss, etc. And after I broke away and started doing my own thing, I guess it's just that natural born hustler in me. I don't really have any desire to work for anybody else or to listen to anybody else or have them tell me what I can and can't do. So the money will come over time. By no means are we killing it right now. We're definitely grinding and trying to get to that point. But I always say I'd rather work 80 hours a week for myself than 40 hours for somebody else. And that's pretty much where I'm at is I'm putting everything and anything I got into this. I sold off a lot of my old company, work van and truck and dump trailer and all that good stuff. And I'm full-blown 110% into this, so there ain't no turning back now. So I would say the coolest part that I've came across out of everything is more the relationships that I've built over time. I've been doing Dyna Dicks personally, officially underneath the name and everything for almost 2 years. But before that, didn't have a name, didn't have anything like that. But since we did brand it and we did take it in this direction, I would say the coolest part about it is for sure the people that I've met and the relationships that I've built. I feel like a good majority of my really close friends and people that I would call family or in my inner circle, I probably would have never met if it wasn't in regards to riding bikes and having a Harley. But it's for sure fulfilling to have people come up to you randomly and give you a high five, or tell you thanks for hooking me up with the parts, or I bought stuff off of you before, you might not know me, but I like what you do and I respect the hustle and that kind of stuff. So out of everything, I'm super big on relationships. Anybody that knows me personally is I'm kind of loyal to the core. So if you rock with me, I rock with you. If you support me, I support you. And I give people respect and trust without them having to earn it. So I give that to you off the jump, and then it's up to you, which way you decide to take it. But overall, I think the coolest thing and the most exciting thing is the relationships, the friendships I've built, the connections I've built, and I feel like me being the way that I am and doing it in the direction that I have has really allowed Dyna Dicks to get to this point. So overall, definitely the relationships that I've built, definitely the people that I've met. I can name 100 names and tons of different companies, and I'm just happy to be a part of this community, to be able to have a small niche or a small little part of the motorcycle community, and to offer the things that I offer to the people in the community. Overall, I think that's the most awesome part of everything. With me, I'd much rather take care of you. I'd much rather treat you how I would want to be treated, whether it be service, or whether it be a question, or whether it be you're not too sure on something and you're just reaching out for some information. I like to do it as if I was coming in as a customer. If I was coming in and I wanted to spend my hard-earned money, how would I want to be treated? If my bike was getting serviced, how would I like my items to be, stored, or how do you set the stuff on a rag or a blanket, or do you just throw it on the shelf and scratch up dude's powder coat, or whatever the case is. But what separates me, man, is everybody's important to me, dude. Every customer, every order, somebody calling the shop and reaching out just to bullshit about a couple things. I don't take none of that lightly. It really is important to me. Every single person that calls, every single person that orders, if you've ordered through me, you know how I operate. I give you that hands-on, person-to-person kind of vibe. You put an order in online, sometimes I'll call you and thank you for your order. Sometimes I'll hit you up and just to confirm, and I'll walk you through everything. I do in-person, shopping lists. You can come in and you can shop on the computer with me. I got it hooked up to the TV, and you can really get that, one-on-one feel, almost like an appointment-only kind of vibe. Where I know a lot of other places, they just say, what do you want? Okay, cool, it's this much, give me your card, I'll hit you up when it comes in, which is fine, that's totally fine. But how I like to do it is I like to do it a little bit more hands-on. I like to be a little bit more informative, walk you through options, I'll discuss, availability, also setting your bike up, for you as a rider. What are you trying to accomplish out of your build? What are you trying to get out of your motorcycle? What type of riding do you do, etc. So I would say overall, what separates me the most is that I really care, bro. I really do care about you. I care about your machine. I care about getting you a deal. I want to see you out and about. I want to catch you at a bike night. I want to pull up and have you high-five me because you're pumped, that I lined you up and your bike's running great. or whatever it is. You know, mind you, there's tons of people around that sell parts, dude. There's tons of shops around that do service. I'm not reinventing the wheel by any means. I'm just pretty much carving my own path, finding a lane, you know, getting in it, and I'm sticking to it. So other than that, you know, there's a lot of options out there, but if you do choose to support me and you do choose to rock with me, just know that it doesn't go unnoticed. It does mean a lot to me, and I will have your back and do whatever I can for you along the process. What we're planning on doing from all this new media content and doing the YouTube channel is we're mainly three things. One being we're going to do a lot of like installation, DIY tutorials. Our first one is going to be a 3-hole oil service. Trying to just set up stuff for new riders, you know, people that maybe aren't too familiar, you know, with the processes, or, you know, maybe they're curious and want to work on their own bikes, so we'll kind of give them some breakdowns on that stuff. Also, we're going to be teaming up with a lot of brands and companies that we currently work with, and we're going to be doing a lot of product reviews. So we're going to be doing product reviews in addition to thrash tests, putting stuff on the bike, go ripping it through the paces, and kind of giving our honest feedback on products and different things that we sell and that are out on the market. Lastly will be just your basic vlogging, you know, your basic day-to-day, us at the shop, me and the homies ripping around town, going to an event, us going to the swap meet, you know, whatever it may be, whatever we got going on that week, you might catch some of that. You might catch a build, you might catch a parts load that we're going to go clear out. Maybe we're going to strip a bike down, maybe we're going to build a bike up, whatever it is, it's all going to be Harley related. A lot of Dyna stuff, a lot of funny shit. We're just going to try to make it as cool and as relatable as possible, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. We're already having a good time, you know, doing it as it is, and just kind of just spreading the word, man. You know, getting the word out about Dyna Dicks Deals, who I am, what we're about, and what we're looking to accomplish in the future.